Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is now another paid request, this time from MegaPorkchopExpress. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, it could be a review, it could be a re-review of an older film or older review I've done to redo it, because I could always do it better. Because I'm never satisfied with my videos, I always say I could do better. Or it could be a topic, reaction, commentary, random, anything. Feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box down below under each of these videos. And I'm a bit surprised I haven't been requested this sooner, but I guess no one remembers this film came out, and I can't really blame them, because I'm not going to remember this film came out by the end of the year. And I'm sure if you looked at the title, people go, oh shit, I forgot this came out this year. Exactly. The Uncharted movie 2022. And first off, I gotta ask, what the fuck happened to Ruben Fleischer? This guy directed Zombieland. And then, dude, you went to Venom in this movie? What the fuck, dude? What happened to you? Did you sell out? Or did you just not give a fuck anymore? What is it? You could tell me. I'm lend you an ear. And this one too. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert on the Uncharted games. I know there's about, well, maybe 4 of them. They have the character Nathan Drake. A long time ago, someone sent me 2 video games of Uncharted. Sadly, one of them I tried and it was scratched. Just didn't work. And this was the other one. Uncharted Drake's Fortune. And actually, I don't even know if this is... See, I can't sit here and say I'm an expert, because I'm sitting here going, is this the first or second game? I haven't played this in so long. I remember liking it. I remember Nathan Drake being a charismatic, fun lead, which is why many people wanted Nathan Fillion to play this, and there's a fan film on YouTube which he did play it. It just sadly didn't have the budget for the big action. I mean, it's too bad, but it showed that Nathan could play the part, and I think people would be more willing to see an older Nathan Drake if you did Nathan Fillion involved, but no, they did not do that. But this was, like I said, the vague memory I have of it, it was exciting, it was fun, and I wasn't good at it. But, you know, this is a very popular franchise in video games. You know, taken in the style of Indiana Jones. So, people just assume, well, yeah, it could work for a movie. Not if you screw it up like this. Because this film just comes off, at the end of the day, bland, boring, forgettable, an equivalent of in one ear, out the other lifelessness. There's nothing that noteworthy about the film. It's not a movie, it's a product. It's just flat out a product. And to repeat one last time, because I always have a bad habit of repeating things, but I think I repeat things because, in case people in the back row of the theater can't hear it, this is not coming from a guy who grew up with the games and played them 4 or 5 times in their lifetime, each game. But yeah, even I remember this being more worth a shit than what I just saw. And Tom Holland, dude, I like you. I liked you in this film called The Impossible. I think you could be a very capable Spider-Man, but the scripts suck. And that director sucks. Get a different writing director for those damn Spider-Man movies. Be a man in Spider-Man. That would help too. And also maybe fire your agent. Well, maybe not, because he's making a shitload of money on the Spider-Man movie, so he'll keep his agent. But he was not the right choice for this. He looks like he's 12 years old. I know he's not, but he looks like he's 12 years old. And this is the early days. This is before he gets the guns, and then he gets the guns. This is before he did this. Why the fuck would anyone want to see that? I believe Part 4 delved a bit into his origin, but in your first movie, no, people don't want to see how the fuck you start. They want to see you. They want to see. Get to the good part. Jump ahead to the good parts, can you? Speaking of which, it starts off one of those things where that whole bit with the crates dragged behind the airplane, that's the very first scene, is trying to do what it did in the video game, climbing up. But it works better in a video game. It doesn't look as good in real, aka CGI life. It just looks better on video game screen. It's better when you're controlling it. It feels more seamless in a way. Because the character and the backgrounds are digital. Here you have a real person, but everything's CGI, and it just, there's no weight to it. It's funny, I was curious what other people thought, and there's a guy named Cinema Snob. He reviewed this. It's on a channel called Stone Gremlin Productions. I don't always agree with what his taste on movies, but 99% of you could say the same thing about me. But I still liked his stuff. I still liked him as a reviewer. And it was funny because during his review, he mentioned this beginning reminding him of The Living Daylights with James Bond. I'm like, yes, I knew it. Those Timothy Dalton James Bond films are underrated, especially License to Kill. But even The Living Daylights, I would put above this. And that scene with in the back of the vehicle, hell, Terminal Velocity, where the fucking car goes off the plane and Charlie Sheen's in the car, shit, and they have to get to the parachute and get to the back of the trunk and open it up, and you have a real car falling down through the fucking sky. And there's CGI mixed in, but there's a lot of practical. Like, that was more exciting. And that was the finale of that film, but this... Then Tom Holland gets back up and he falls again. He gets hit by a car. And then 15 years earlier... And this Tom Holland just... He does not... He didn't have the manly charm to pull off a Nathan Drake. Honestly, I know people don't groan at this. Even Chris Pratt would have been a better Nathan Drake than Tom Holland. I mean, I get that he's not an old guy, but I think Nathan Fillion, I don't think people would have complained if they cast him as the lead. But we know why. Spider-Man films were big and huge. They still are. That's why Tom Holland got cast. Because they're hoping that the people who watch Spider-Man went to this movie. Same with then you have Mark Wahlberg, which he plays the character of Sully, and from what I remember, look up some other clips and stuff. Nothing about Mark Wahlberg's performance seemed like this character in the game. And Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch, listen, there are actually a decent amount of films he's done I've liked. The Italian Job, The Big Hit, The Nice Guys. So I will give credit to that, but I'm not big on him as an actor. And he is one of those guys that's like, God, I'm tired of seeing him in this and this and this. Can it be someone else? And it's Marky Mark playing Marky Mark without his Funky Bunch. It's really Marky Mark being Marky Mark. I didn't see any other noteworthy cause to his performance. Antonio Banderas is a bad guy of the week that could have been played by anybody. And he's not in the film as much as you think. Nolan North, the voice of Nathan Drake, he makes a quick appearance as a spectator on the beach with a really crappy joke they give him. Do you get it? It's one of those... To jump ahead, it's one of those where Tom Holland and this girl get out of the ocean. They just came... From the beginning, later on in the film, we go back to that scene, back to our regularly scheduled program. They fall, they get into the ocean, parachute, they come across, there's a beach resort, there's a guy lying on a recliner. It's Nolan North going, hey, what happened? Oh, we fell out of a plane. And then Nolan North goes, oh yeah, seem to remember the same thing happened to me. I could imagine people who might go see this film and don't know shit about the games, which is probably what this is marketed to be honest. They're not going to understand what the fuck that means. And then people who play the games go, yeah, why the fuck didn't you just get him to play Nathan Drake? He actually doesn't look that old. He may be old, but he doesn't look it. So why don't you just get him to play it? Again, because he's not a marquee star name. I don't know why. I'm asking questions, but I already got the answer for them. By the way, Nolan North, I forgot. He was the voice of Raphael in the 2007 Ninja Turtle movie. Which I gotta say, Nolan North, he wasn't the problem with that movie. Like, the Night Watcher and Raphael, he was the problem with that 2007 movie. You had that Leo, the hypocritical dickhead. That's another tangent. But I forgot that, yeah, he was the voice of Raphael in that CGI 2007 TMNT movie. And he's the voice of Nathan Drake here. So, that's pretty cool. More cool than this movie. The action scenes are just so forgettable. The fight scenes, they just... It's not that they're terribly shaky cam to death. It's just... There's no punch to them. There's no oomph to them. And I blanked out. I literally, my brain had the blue screen of death right there. It had the blue screen of death and it's trying to reboot. Because I'm trying to remember the action. Now that I think about it, the way they find the clues, at times it seems just very easy or very convenient. There's a bit later on where Tom Holland finds out where this shit's at, right? And this girl that's with them, she has fucked him over. So it does a smart thing. He gives her fake coordinates, and also gives her a test. Will she fuck me over? Oh, she did. Well, sorry, you're going the wrong way. Bye-bye, bitch. He takes the coordinates, goes on his merry way on a boat, and lo and behold, at that one spot, with that boat, on the one side of the island, at the same time, at the same moment, passed by the same part, the same bit, the same corner, the bad guys just see it. I recognize them, though. Because we gotta find a way for the bad guys to know where they're at, to get to our big, silly, goofy finale. I don't think it was as cool as people made it out to be. That's the one with the two fucking ships, two pirate ships from the Goonies. Big old One-Eye Willie's fluff full of pirate ships being lifted by helicopters, and they're swinging back and forth, going around mountains. And men swing to the other. Tom Holland, fights a couple of them. Again, it's PG-13. Like, you can't really... At least in these games, you can actually fucking shoot people and see it. Even if it is teen. This still felt more fucking violent, from what I remember, than this movie. So going back, what happens is, 15 years before, after that opening, Nathan Drake and his brother orphans. They're caught trying to steal his map, dealing with Magellan. They get caught. The brother's going to be locked up or punished or kicked out, wherever. He's like, bullshit, fuck that, I'm leaving. Keep this, I'm always with you. Cut to many years later, and Tom Holland is a bartender. And once again, when I was watching Cinema Stab, when I'm watching his stuff, Brad, once again, it reminded me, same thing where I'm like, wow, this looks like a weird remake of Cocktail with Tom Cruise. Because he's doing all these moves like bartender, like showing off like Tom Cruise was doing cocktails, you know, doing this and doing this. Like, what is this, the Cocktail remake? He also picks pockets. That's where he meets Marty Mark as Sully. Takes him and his funky bunch. Picks Tom Holland's pockets, leaves in her card. Hey, bitch, you want to see me? Look at this card, bitch. Follow me, bitch. They talk. Marky Mark says, hey, I used to know your brother. Here's a picture of him. He vanished. We need this tea. It's at this auction. What do you need, man? We need to get it. But Tom Holland's... He says... What the fuck did he say? I need a suit, cutters, and a cat. The cat is this running joke where he gives the cat to Mark Wahlberg and Mark Wahlberg has the cat. The suit and the wire cutters pretty much goes to the auction. Antonio Banderas is there because his family is looking for this treasure as well. And during this auction, it's just, the auction's happening, they're trying to get this piece, which is a key to finding this gold that Magellan had on his journey. And it leads to Tom Holland getting this kind of fight, but pretty much getting his ass kicked, and then he swings on these lights, and the way it's directed is just no sense of urgency. He's kind of just on the lights here, then on the lights here, kind of swinging away. Then ultimately, he falls down, tries to make some jokes, runs away. Mark Wahlberg gets the key. There's this girl, Braddock. There's only one Braddock, and his name is Chuck Norris. Played by Tati Gabrielle. She tries to take the fucking key, but the security guards are there. And Mark Wahlberg's dressed himself up to look like one of them, so he's able to get out while she's kicking their ass. And Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, they don't have chemistry with each other. I know there's people that say they do. I don't get what they're saying. These two have no chemistry with each other. None. Mark Wahlberg had chemistry with Will Ferrell in The Nice Guys. And I'll give credit to that. Mark Wahlberg, I would say, had more chemistry with Lou Diamond Phillips and fucking The Big Hit. This, not really, no. I didn't buy them at all being friends by the end. I didn't buy really much of anything. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was just playing himself. I was ready for him to go, what? No. What? No. You think you're going to leave me there? To steal that key for yourself, that cross? What? No. When you watch this film, like, anytime Tom Holland asks a question to him, just think of Mark Wahlberg going, what? No. From The Happening. And like I said, as it goes along, if you want to see interesting ways of finding clues for treasures, go watch National Treasure 1 and 2 with Nicolas Cage. If you want to see swashbuckling... Well, that's not the right word to use. But you know what? The first Pirates of the Caribbean, if you want to see swashbuckling adventure, since, you know, there's fucking pirate ships at the end. But if you want to see old-fashioned thrills, go watch the Indiana Jones films. Yes, even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. As much, yeah, I don't care for the CGI monkeys and the CGI gophers, because they're dog shit in that movie. But you know what? I still really enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I still think it's underrated. I still think it's not as nearly as bad as people make out to be. It's not as good as the first three. But I still rather like that movie. And that's way better than this fucking movie. And I like Shia LaBeouf in it. And I love Harrison Ford in it. I got more out of the action scenes of that. I got more out of the story of that. Aliens and all. This story could use more fucking aliens, for fuck's sake. Would have made it less dull and bland and boring and lifeless. And then you're reminded by Indiana Jones because they go to fucking like Barcelona. There's a scene in a church and a crypt with torches, ready for fucking rats to come out. Which I think even Walomia Brad said the same thing, but he gave this film like a C. I'm like, I wouldn't give this a C. I would give this a D for damn that sucks or something. Damn that shit sucks. And the jokes, the humor, it's find the clues easy. Talk with Mark Wahlberg. Let me see your phone. What, all these apps you got on here? Oh, you got Tinder? You know, or Mark Wahlberg and cat jokes. Like, he said he didn't care about the cat, but he really does. Tom Holland, this girl, looked at the clues in this church. It gets to... I'll give credit. I didn't expect this. Underground, there's a fucking rave going on. Ready for Blade to come in. Just cut everyone's head off. But sadly, that didn't happen. You get a little fight with Tom Holland. Hit some people with some bottles. Give credit. The bottles don't break. I like seeing that in movies, but in real life, I don't think the bottles will break as easily as they do in movies. So, and they don't do that in this. So I give credit to not going to that well. I think that's one thing, like Tarantino, one of his pet peeves in movies that, you know, you have a bottle and each time it like breaks. It's like, well, glass doesn't break that easily. But yeah, it's a movie. But yeah, they don't, the bottles don't break in this. So I guess, I don't know, maybe Ruben Fleischer heard that or from Tarantino or something else. I don't know. I think Tarantino said that was on the commentary of True Romance. I can't remember where he said it. It doesn't matter. Oh. I almost forgot about this. I wish I said this at the beginning of the video. This is a fucking fight scene. While Tom Holland and the girl getting the treasure and the other key, get the keys of the map and all that stuff. Mark Wahlberg has a fight with this Braddock lady in a fucking Papa John's pizza place. Papa John's. There's a fight in a Papa John's. I mean, Papa John's, really? Really? We're in Barcelona. All the great places you can see in Barcelona. And the place you picked is a Papa John's. Jesus Christ, man. Papa John's. If it was meant for satire, like Demolition Man, use Taco Bell as a part of satire, the franchise wars, all that stuff. It's not the case here. That's as bad as the fucking Power Rangers, what was it, the Krispy Kreme donuts or whatever. But to be honest, I actually didn't mind the Power Rangers 2017 movie other than stupid shit like that. But I actually like that movie like better than this one. And like this is, God, with PlayStation properties, I mean that that Tomb Raider film from a couple years ago that people say were so good that, wow, look at all those sequels. Oh wait, what sequels exactly? And now this one. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 definitely beat the shit out of this movie. And I'm not even a guy that hates all video game movies. I could watch the Super Mario Brothers film I like. I think at the time it'd be next to impossible to do a movie like the game because at that time Super Mario Bros. Was just jump on these blocks. You get a coin. You're shooting a turtle. You're jumping on a Goomba that looks like a pile of shit. You're fighting a dinosaur, whatever the hell, Koopa named Bowser. Or Team Koopa, how the fuck you want to call him. You rescue a princess. No, there's a mushroom that says, fuck you, I'm a troll. Your princess is in another castle. Get her, asshole. And you want to take that mushroom, just kick you through a field goal while I was on fire. That's what you have as a story. Like, what could you do as a movie? I don't think Terry Gilliam and all the acid in the world could have done that. So I did. You didn't have to make the movie at all, to be fair, but I like the movie that we got. I do. I would not be surprised. I still like that movie than whatever fuck this animated Chris Pratt, fucking Jack Black as Bowser. I mean, give me Dennis Hopper, rest in peace, any fucking day. Human or what? Don't care. Street Fighter with Van Damme. I don't hate it as much as I used to. I'm still mad that we don't have the tournament because I grew up with Street Fighter 2, the game. That was the fighting game I played the most as a kid. And, I mean, where's the fight in the streets? But I could laugh at it compared to so many films I've seen in the past 5 years alone. I could laugh at Street Fighter. Go get my boot. Go up there and go kick that bison's ass so hard. This bison wanna be able to feel it. Now who wants to go home? And wants to come in me? See, it brings a smile on my face at least. Come on! Double Dragon I still hate. Mortal Kombat 95 is great. CGI doesn't hold up, no, but I still love that Mortal Kombat 95 movie. I like Doom from 2005. It's not the definitive Doom by far, but I still like the 2005 Doom film. I actually like the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. I like the first one. I think that's more of a fun action popcorn movie. The whole turn your brain off, just enjoy it. Yeah, I got that with the first Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. I got that much more out of that than this fucking movie. And that was a PlayStation property, Tomb Raider. And I like that PlayStation movie more than this PlayStation movie. So I don't hate all... And I like the new Sonic movies. I don't hate video game movies. A lot of them are shit, but I don't hate all of them. But, oh, Papa John's fight. Jesus Christ. Papa John's. You know, as much as, like, the Ninja Turtle films, you know, people make fun of Secret of the Ooze, I still don't... They didn't fight in a Domino's. I mean, you had Vanilla Ice, who I don't like Vanilla Ice, but they didn't fight in an actual fucking Domino's. Or Pizza Hut. But even that would make more sense. You know, I'll probably forgive for that more than this shit. Papa John's? What the fuck, Papa John's? I mean, did you need the money for Papa John's that badly? Didn't Papa John's also sponsor Ghostbusters 2016? Papa John's, you need to look into better sponsors. Stop sponsoring so many shitty movies. Or people go, man, these movies... If your pizza's such as much as these movies, I don't want to taste your pizza. Oh, Antonio Banderas gets killed, and there's 30 minutes left in the movie. I'll admit that's okay, I didn't see that coming. But I don't think Tati Gabrielle was a better villain. Granted, Antonio Banderas wasn't a good villain either, but I liked him as an actor. And it's just nice to see Antonio Banderas. He just has more of a presence. Because sadly he has nothing else to work with. But Tati Gabrielle, I don't think she was awful. I just didn't give a shit. And blah 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 blah. The girl that was with Marky Mark and Tom Holland, Spider-Boy. Lo and behold, it's a turncoat. Working with them. But then they turn on her and they don't throw her ass out, and they're going on a cargo plane, and there's Marty Mark and Tom Holland. You get this scene from the beginning of the movie, also the bits you see in the game with Nathan Drake crawling on the things. Let's say they fall down, parachute, as we get the Nolan North cameo. Tom Holland realizes something to do with these postcards his brother had sent. There's clues. He knows where the real location's at. Gets there. Marty Mark happens to be there because, he followed him. And then the bad guys just randomly see Tom Holland on the boat in that same direction, the same corner, the same spot of the island. How fucking convenient. And 2 choppers, 2 boats. I get that it's a crazy concept, but again, I don't know if that's in one of the video games. If you can let me know. Is that in one of the video games? If not, then I would say that seems like something that would work better in a video game than in a movie. Because in the CGI, not much weight to it. It just... And this big thing of a Mark Wahlberg, oh, is he going to care more about the gold or Tom Holland? I'm like, I don't buy Mark Wahlberg giving a shit about Tom Holland's character, despite the few words. And Tom Holland, there are moments, I think, when he's yelling at, not even yelling, but he's confronting Mark Wahlberg about his selfishness. I think Tom Holland is trying. I do think Tom Holland is trying. I think he's young and eager. He knows this is 15 minutes of fame. I'm sure he took this because it's a big project, over $100 to $150 million budget. He took it because, hey, if there's a possibility of a franchise, I need to take it because Spider-Man's not going to last forever, because it never does. I mean, so far it has not made it past 3 goddamn movies for each one. Tobey Maguire was in 3. Andrew Garfield was in 2. Now this guy's in 3. He might be the one that get to a 4th. But he knows this isn't going to last, another... Well, I mean, it probably won't last another 10 years. When he gets too old, nope, gotta reboot it. Because you can't have the man become a Spider-Man. And to be honest, Tom Holland... What was that movie he did with Daisy Ridley? That no one fucking remembers now? They did like a sci-fi movie. It got delayed and in trouble so much. Exactly. Fucking came and went like the wind. So it's like, hey, it's a paycheck. And people know me more so. But it's that desperation that hurts you. I gotta do something. No, Tom, you gotta look at pick the better projects. Now this, I think, made like 400 million worldwide. You tell me if that's a success, because I don't understand how it all works nowadays anyway. Because sometimes I go, that was a hit? It was different back in my day. So you tell me. Do you think there will be a sequel? I would be absolutely shocked if there was a sequel to this. And I don't hear anybody talking about a sequel to this. You already hear talks of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but not for this. I mean, there's talks of what was that, a Gran Turismo movie or something? What the fuck was it called? I think it was like a Gran Turismo movie or something. I don't know. I think that's being made. I mean, flat, forgettable, dull, inconsequential. That's the best way to describe this movie. You're not going to remember anything about it. There are way worse movies. This would not be my top 10 worst of the year. There's way worse movies. I mean, there's Chainsaw Massacre 2022. There's Men, Interceptor, Prey. buys bodies and fucking they, them. This is just... I think if I was more hardcore with this, I probably would have been more pissed. But yeah, I haven't played this in at least 5-6 years at least, and again, this is the only one I remember playing. But like I said, I could imagine people being absolutely pissed off who are fans of the game. And just Tom Holland, he was miscast. Marty Marl, he didn't look like he gave a shit. Marty Marl looked like did the check clear? Okay. Put a bit more stock into Wahlburgers. Yeah, call Donnie for me. Soap up a few more Wahlburger chains. Wahlburger with fries and a Marty Mart shake. You feel it? Feel it? That's what we call the shake. Feel it, feel it. Feel your body chill. Feel it, feel it. When you get that shake, you feel it, feel it. When it's hot, you feel it, feel it. I wonder how many people remember that Mark Wahlberg did the fucking music. Look up Marty Martin's Funky Bunch on YouTube if you don't know what I'm talking about. Antonio Banderas sad, just wasted on a nothing role. Anybody could have played this, but hey, if the check cleared, hey. Nolan North, again, they didn't let him do it because they didn't star Marty, which makes you wonder how much that actually fucking worked in this instance. There you go. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.